we are out at an SCCA Autocross event. If you're not familiar with Autocross, Autocross is a great way to get into the world of racing with a very minimal amount of risk. I'll show you some of the cars out here. We got some really cool cars out. We just decided to drive the car instead of trailering it, and it did great. So here is one of my absolute favorites. This would be my daily right here, the 718 GT4 Porsche. Absolutely love this car. I've driven the 718 Cayman S. Obviously that isn't as exotic. That has the flat 4 instead of the flat 6. Great car, mid-engine. Love this car. Ford Focus RS, Tesla, and yes, Teslas are definitely coming up in the world of racing. In fact, at the Button Willow event that I did, there were more Teslas than there were Miatas, which is shocking. We're just getting ready. Registration's coming up here, and should be a good time. Wanted to show you a couple more cars here. This is also one of my favorites. I had an opportunity to drive a 2015 GT3. I rented on Turo, and this car is incredible. This is the 991.2 with the 4-liter rather than the 3.8-liter. Definitely the better of the two engines. Also a favorite, this is the C6, the Z06, with I believe the LS7. This one in particular has some very tasteful mods. I love the track spec hood louvers. Gotta get rid of some heat. I've actually had a C5 just a base Stingray, and it had that same set of hood louvers. Maybe I'll post a picture of that in the video. I didn't have the car for very long. Actually, I quickly decided it wasn't the car for me. I wanted something a little bit more light and scrappy, and we made quite a big change from that. That was a huge change, actually. This car is incredible. If you go square setup on it, which it looks like this guy may have. Let's see, this guy is running Apex wheels. I love these. They've got the deep concavity here. I love the look of these, especially love the brushed aluminum kind of color. I guess this is probably not brushed aluminum here, but I love this color. It looks like he's running the Ventus RS4s, 305s on the front, which is quite wide and great. So hand-cooked RS4s, and on the rear, let's see, he is running a 305. So yeah, he's running in a square setup. That's the best way to go with the Corvettes, especially because they tend to struggle with understeer. Understeer is where the car kind of wants to push. When you're pushing the front end, you're steering, you're pushing, you're carrying a lot of speed, and you're trying to kind of get the car to turn, and it wants to push on and not really hook up and turn. That's a big issue with Corvettes, and when you go square setup like that with a wider front tire, it really takes all that problem away. In fact, my Corvette had 315s on the front, and it just handled so well. You know, the only reason I really got rid of it is, you know, it was the base Corvette. It was a little slow, you know, 300 crank at the crank as far as horsepower goes, so kind of underpowered. More so than that, it needed probably a good 10,000 to get it prepared for the track. You know, it has, you know, major oil pressure issues when you start to push it, overheating issues, that sort of thing. I just didn't want to, and it wasn't really the car for me. You know, I loved it, it was beautiful, but I wanted something a little more light and capable. So anyways, yeah, this is a beautiful car, both of these. Obviously I'd take the GT3. Check this out. This is pretty sweet. Full classic Mustang. And this view right here, on the other end of that mountain range, then you're at the coast, California coast. This is the autocross setup. You just have a big long runway. They're gonna set up the cones in a certain way. It's almost like you're building your own track. The benefit of autocross is it's more affordable. It also doesn't have a whole lot of risk because you can spin out, you can, you know, run off or run wide and, you know, hit a cone, and it's a rubber it's a rubber cone, so it's not gonna damage your car. If you spin out, you know, there's no barriers, there's no, you know, runoff gravel, like you're just spinning out on a big concrete pad. So almost no risk, really. You're pushing it for 1 minute, you know, pretty hard, but at that point your car's not overheating, you know, you're not cooking your brakes, you're not really wearing your tires down all that much, you're not really worried about, you know, burning through tires. Of course it can get expensive, certainly you can get expensive, but a lot of guys will bring out their stock cars with stock, you know, street tires, no real modifications, and just have fun. And so it is a very affordable way to race. If you're kind of, you know, wanting to get into racing, I would highly recommend looking into SCCA's website, and specifically the autocross section, and find the nearest events to you, and just jump in and try it. My talent as a driver is very fresh and new. I'll talk about this more, but I come from motorcycles. That's my kind of my first love for racing, and I'll talk more about why I kind of stepped away from that for a little bit, but I definitely plan on getting back into that. That is a certainty. So but my point is that I don't know much about driving. This is a whole new world for me to get into driving. So my talent in driving isn't there quite yet, you know, my intuition and all that. I get a little bit of it from the motorcycle track days that I did, but at the same time, you know, it is kind of a different platform. So yeah, let's go check out some more cool cars. In the future of racing, there's going to be a lot more electric cars. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I've driven a Tesla 3 and they're incredible. There's no doubt that they are very capable cars. You know, the battery, the weight, you know, centralized and as low as possible. This thing, you know, has a very good weight bias. Obviously, you know, really good torque. So, and you know, I kind of hate on them, but at the same time, I'll probably be driving one in the near future. You know, most of us probably will. So, and then hopefully combustion engines are still around for enthusiasts, for at least off-road functions. Here's one that I absolutely love. This thing is dope. Oh no, C5 Blazer. I'm wrong. C5 Blazer. This thing is sweet. Look at that. Oh man. Hi. True C5. Hey. Oh. Yeah, this thing is sweet. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I can't wait for the Z06 flat plane V8 to come out. That thing is gonna rock the European sports car world. This car is called a Stohr, S-T-O-H-R. It has a Suzuki GSX-R 1000 motorcycle engine. He said it was something like 700 pounds. 700 pounds, and for a GSX-R 1000, probably looking at, you know, 170, 180 at the wheel. That is a crazy power to weight ratio. One day I want to own something like this. Now if I can just get it street legal. You know, I love these crazy insane race cars. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about this. I was talking to the owner here. He said He literally took a Corvette chassis and then took the frame of this car and set it down on the Corvette chassis. So that is a Corvette with a, you know, old classic C5 Blazer shell, which is so cool. This is actually a car that I would love to build someday, and actually build as a kind of a daily driver. This is one where, yeah, I'm not a big Honda boy, but I'm kind of becoming one. I'm really interested in doing something like this. Is this a K24 swap?
Yeah, the
is it?
Frank, K20
is it?
head.
Oh, okay, K20 head, okay. Is this the EG or EK or how?
EK.
What year is that?
97.
97, okay. I have like a dream to build something like this someday as almost like a daily, you know? Do you daily
No.
it or? No, okay.
No, I only drive it to like here or track or
Okay. Is it pretty stock or it looks like you got...
just your basic bolt-ons.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And
it makes plenty of power for just...
somewhere around 240, 250?
Yeah, 230 to the wheels.
230 to the wheels, that's good. What's the weight, the total weight of the car, do you know?
Maybe 2200.
22, oh my goodness, wow. So it gets up and goes.
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty
cool.
quick.
With these, do you get a lot of torque steer? Or
Yep.
Is it pretty bad? Or?
It's manageable.
Manageable.
Yeah.
I don't have power steering either.
Oh, okay,
Makes
okay.
It a little bit more pronounced.
Pronounced, okay.
Are you driving today?
I am. I'm in this funky looking kit car over here, the DF Goblin. So
Those guys are quick.
yeah, it's decent. It's stock, so not, yeah, nothing crazy, but we'll see.
What engine do they run?
It's the Chevy Ecotec, so it comes out of the Chevy Cobalt SS. Of course, I wish it accepted the K24. It was a much better engine than the Ecotec, but
I'm sure it's a lot of fun.
yeah, it's a good time.
What group are you running in?
So that's the thing is, I have no idea. I just showed up and I'm gonna see if they'll even let me get in.
Never autocross?
I haven't with this car. I've only done one autocross event in my life, and it was like a very low-key thing, like a city. Yeah, definitely not an SCCA event. So
pretty relaxed.
are they okay?
Yeah, when it comes to SCCA, they'll help you out.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I need to talk to them and see what they think, because yeah.
What was your name?
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah,
Scott.
it's good to meet you, Scott.
Nice to
Sam.
meet you.
It's good to meet you.
Alden. Nice to meet you.
Alden? It's
Yeah.
good to meet you, Alden. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so first I want to apologize for the wind noise, which is pretty bad. I actually invested in an audio setup that should be here in about a week. So hopefully this next video I can get it dialed in. It'll be a little bit better quality for the video. One thing I wanted to point out is I'm just kind of doing some on-track footage. I got some really good advice from one of the guys there. He had said that he basically recommended that I try and hit the cones. That sounded really strange, but then he explained himself, and he said basically you want to keep your line as tight as possible, basically straighten it out as much as possible. And what that is going to do is, for one, it's going to make it so that the chassis doesn't have to work as hard, transitioning back and forth. Obviously, you're putting less load on the tire, the suspension, the chassis. Less is more kind of thing. And so that was actually super helpful. You'll notice a little bit of progression. I went from from like a 69 seconds to like a 61.1 by my 5th session. So that right there, just tells you, trying to follow that advice. It helped a whole lot. You can see as well that I'm overdriving the car in some instances here. Just almost kind of trying to push the car and see how it would react when it starts to slide around and gain some car control, but not necessarily a good thing as far as trying to reduce times, lap times. So, but yeah, a lot of fun. It's fun to get familiar with the car, with a new car, and just see how it reacts compared to another car. Obviously, I don't have a lot of experience driving, and so I guess I can't say how it is compared to other cars at this point, where I'm starting to just tap into the limit of the tire, and in some of these corners you can kind of see just breaking it loose a little bit. Not too crazy, but just kind of starting to dip my toes into that. And autocross is a great way to do that. Autocross, it's like I was saying before, it's you can tell here it's really safe because say I slid around, I spun out. I'm not gonna go into. There's not much I can. Well, you see me right there, kind of bail out. I finally got it into third there, so it wasn't kind of smashing the rev limiter, but still accelerating through the end, and I just got on the brakes too late and had to kind of bail out, so I didn't run into the timer guy at the end. Yeah, anyways, autocross is a great way to test the limits of your car, to learn car control, to become more precise in your driving, in your inputs, in your throttle, brake inputs, steering inputs. I realized that right away. I thought, this is probably gonna make me a better driver, on the track. I mean, you're probably saying to yourself, well, yeah, duh. But yeah, I didn't really think much of autocross, to be honest. I kind of downplayed it and said oh well, it's not real racing. But no, it absolutely is. It really pushes your limits, and it is challenging to when you start to get to that limit. It really tests your car control, and it really helps you dial in, become precise in your inputs. And so a lot of fun, really safe, definitely cheaper. I would highly recommend this being kind of like an entry if you just wanted to try it out. It is a ton of fun, and as you can see, there's so many cool cars there. Everyone's your friend. You don't know anyone, you can show up and you have an immediate group of friends. So such a good time, and definitely recommend it. So yeah, you guys can do all the harsh judging there, picking up on all the mistakes that I'm making, and really I'd love your comments. If you have any advice, seriously, I would love advice, because this is a journey for me, learning to get better and better. That's the fun of it, right? So if you have any comments on how I can improve, or things you like or things you don't like about my videos, even, because that's another thing I'm trying to. This is another journey of mine, is I'm learning how to edit, and kind of trying to figure out what my audience is and what my audience likes. And ultimately, this is just for me. I want to do something besides consuming hours of YouTube and wishing I was doing something. I'd rather create and put it, kind of vlog and put it into, something that I can watch later on, rather than just kind of sit on my computer and consume for hours. I realize that kind of makes me a hypocrite, because now you guys are maybe watching this and doing what I'm hoping to do less of. But
I would encourage you guys to do the same thing. You know, even if you didn't watch these videos and you went out and created, I mean, what a better use of your time. Honestly, it is. So this is just for me. If other people like to watch it, great. If not, you know, that's okay, because it's still a better use of my time, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it as far as the editing goes. So, but anyways, thanks for watching. And once again, you know, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what I can do better, and I'll try to do some more cool content for you guys. So, thanks for watching. I just wanted to say, after I talked all about how safe it is and how you can't really hit anything, I almost took out the most important thing, the only thing I could possibly hit, the lap timer. I definitely don't want to be known as that guy when I come to these events, the guy that hit the lap timer, so grateful that didn't happen. But I was trying to get into third, I was forcing into third, I had the clutch in, and when I let the clutch back out, you know, it kind of spun out. It was almost like I clutch kicked it on accident. So, anyways, all is well. No problem there.
Alright, so we're wrapping up the day here out at Crow's Landing. It's a successful day. We were able to make it through the entire day without any problems with the car. That was kind of cool. It seems like all the issues I had at the other track day have been resolved. I didn't have any of those issues, so that was awesome. I altered the location of the catch can, and it worked out really well. Kind of put it down low into the see if I can get a shot here. Low into the frame there, so it's out of the way and easy to drain. I've got a little valve at the bottom that it just drains out, so super easy to drain, and that worked out well. Didn't have any problems with the charge pipes. Everything worked out, so yeah, it was a successful day. Also kind of got a feel for the car, starting to break loose a little bit and get used to that and get used to how the car was running. My setup as far as suspension goes on the front end needs some work for something like this, like Autocross, where it's really tight and technical. It kind of struggled a little bit. That can play into Streets of Willow, this upcoming Grid Life event, because that's a pretty tight and technical track as well. So if there's any way I could do one more Autocross event like this, I'd like to jump from a 300 spring rate to a 500 in the front. Then I also got a recommendation to increase the compression on the front, and that seemed to help quite a bit. But I'm pretty much tapped out as much as it'll go. Well, two clicks out from as much as it'll go. So at this point, I think we're going to jump up in spring rate and see how that does, and maybe hopefully that'll help. So kind of try new things and see how that goes. I don't really want to jump to a SS sway bar quite yet. feel like that'll get too snappy. I like where it's at. It's kind of neutral with this mild oversteer, and I like it like that. I want to have more confidence in the front end. This car definitely rewards a certain type of driving. It rewards kind of a point and shoot style of driving, where you almost like slow in, fast out, where you get in there, get the car stopped, get the steering done quick, and get back hard on the throttle, rather than kind of hold, try and hold momentum, and it just pushes so much on throttle. So there's a lot of on throttle understeer. So anyways, we'll try to dial that out, try to kind of learn what the car likes and driving style, and ultimately I just need more seat time. I don't have the experience or the talent yet, but that's the fun of it. The fun of it is learning how to drive the car and trying to master the machine, right? So anyways, that was a fun day. So we will head home. Car did great driving here, no problems. We're gonna drive it home because we didn't break anything, so that's awesome. We've got an hour's drive back home, so we'll hit the road, and we'll see you guys next time. So thanks for watching, and if you're interested in these videos, please subscribe. We've got a lot of cool ideas for the future, so hit that like button and subscribe. I would love to produce some more content. Have a great week, guys. Thanks for watching.